The Friday Night Lights. Go ahead and turn it off if you're cold. I was kind of warm. I am your hostess, the mostess, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am the Lilith reincarnated. I just don't feel like giving you the whole spiel, bro. I just don't. And it's funny because as soon as I go to start, my daughter's like, You're doing another one? You do it like 5 times a day." And I'm looking at her like, "Bro, I don't even want to do this." Like, there gets a point as a channel, you just want to change the channel, bro. You can't turn it off. I can't. I'm a messenger of God. I'm the messenger of God. These aren't just messages, "Hey, let me tell you what I was thinking." How about just keep my thoughts to myself if that was the case? No, bro. I get filled with all this energy, all these downloads, all these messages, and then they say, "Deliver this." I don't even want to talk to these fucking mindless freaks. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen what I posted on my community page, which I told you directly, whoever you are a mindless freak. Mindless. They want me to help you on your road to self-realization, but at this particular time and space, you have no sense of self, which makes you not self-aware and lacking all self-control, which makes you dangerous, deficient beings, is where my current reality is with human beings. I don't want to interact with human beings with this full understanding. I don't. I want nothing to do with the human race understanding. Now, that's where Jesus comes in. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. You have absolutely no idea how to control your thoughts or feelings. When any time a person is asked why they committed a violent crime, "Oh no." When you ask your child, "Why did you do that?" "Oh no." When you ask your husband or wife or whoever why they cheated, "Oh no." They have absolutely no knowing as to why they did it. They can tell you what brought the thoughts apart or together and what made this action be. And then they're sitting there, "Please forgive me, I just didn't know." Yeah, you don't know. You never know. There's no knowing, right? Absolutely no knowing. That's why God gives you such grace. I, the Lilith, and the dark side, I'm being forced to understand this grace, and I understand it fully, but at the same time, I still stand where I stand. Destroy them, for they know not what they do. God says, Jesus says, "Forgive them, for they know not." Bro, you give them the power to create all madness and evil, and then they have no self-control. They have no identity of self. Jesus Christ. Help me, oh God Almighty. Anyways, I don't really want to talk to you. I don't really want to be part of the human race today. Tomorrow, maybe. No. Saturday, even worse. I really am not going to want to see you tomorrow. I don't want to see you any day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When you understand that these people, no matter who you're talking to, you're arguing with a brain, which is basically a Google system that's going to blurt out the facts that it's seen, the facts of its life. Very limited to its very small scope. "No, that's not true. I saw on the internet. That's not what my mom said. That's not what the church says. That's not true. That's not true." I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you, bro. Can I talk to the soul inside of this mindless freak? This mindless freak that's full of thoughts, that's projecting everything it's ever seen off the internet and off of mass consciousness. It's trying to talk to me. Is there anybody inside? I hear you, Marshall. What was that fucking thing you said? What is it? Hold on, I can hear it. It's so old. Co-pilot to pilot, looking for signs of intelligence, no signs of it, or some shit. I don't know, it was one of your lyrics. I can hear your goofy lyrics. I can't hear you. I hear Slim Shady. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? In the essence, you probably don't even know your own words. Hey, right there, that was a part of me when I was doing drugs. Exactly, that wasn't you. It was your altered ego. In the essence, do you know who... And that's what I spent all day. Are you aware, do you know how dumb you're coming off right now? Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? And I say this all the time to people. When you're psycho, like you clearly are, do you ever just sit back and be like, "Damn, I'm a whole fucking lunatic"? Earlier today, we talked about your guys' goofy ass. It started right away with addictions. You are fully not aware. Forgive them. I do. Just stay away from me. You have no fucking self-conscious, bro. You have no identity. You have no idea what you're doing. You're just doing whatever your brain tells you. And you have the same brain capacity as every other human being. You're being fed the same fucking information since you were a child. You all watch the same, you know what I mean? It's trending. My daughter watches shit I've never seen before, so she's not the same. And that's what I said. When I came to this realization today, I'm like, I'm sad. She's all, what's up? Remember when I finally came to it, I was like, I'm just really grateful that I have you two. Because you guys are not anything like this world. And I'm grateful that I have a couple of souls that are not like this world. It's not that I love you because you're like me, but I love you because you're not like anyone else. In the beginning, that's what made me attracted to various people, was their individuality. I love you because you're different. I told Bobby, I love you because you're not like them. I tell Marshall, I love you because you're not like them. But then as you realize, you start to unravel this, and everyone is them. Who is them? They. You're all the same in your patternings of the mind and what you believe and think and work and, the ways of your lives. It's not limited to location, culture, race, or ethnicity, not even fucking gender. Everybody, and it's called mass consciousness. Your brains all think the same way in a mass form. You're all part of the same thinking mechanism because you've all been given the same tools to think with. And that's that thing. Nobody thinks outside the box. There's nobody that breaks the limitation of the mind like I have, other than philosophers. And this is why I'm with, Metatron. Dang, he's shining a certain type of way. You see that kind of weird shadow on him? He shall not be shadowed in this moment. He's the one that's bringing all of this higher level of understanding of the consciousness. You know what I mean? He's the barrier of the mind. He's the working of the mind. And it's mind-boggling when you realize that humans are only a subspecies above mammals. Your ability to communicate and your thumbs make you just that much better. But otherwise, you're not. I shared a video earlier which was unbelievable, and I thanked God for it. I said, hey, if you guys find someone that's been abducted by aliens, tell them to holler at me. I want to hear their story. Sure enough, bro, Tasha K, and I don't know who he is. He's famous. I recognize he's a famous dude. And I shared it in my shorts. And I'm like, thank you, God. I asked, and so shall it was given. He tells the story that he sees himself on a bed with etherical beings, and they're messing with his spine, and they tell him they're putting this here for him so he can channel. This is exactly what this lady said, too, happened to her. I wasn't abducted out of my room. My body stayed here. But I was consciously aware of it just like he was. He was astrally outside of his body while they were working on it. I was in a bed, and then I woke up, and I can feel it in my back. He said it was his 32nd vertebrae. I don't know where that is, but I told in my story it's between my fucking heart chakra and my throat chakra. He says it's like putting two electrical wires together. I describe it as an insertion, like the Matrix, like I can feel the crunching when it goes in, the adapt, and then I can feel the information or liquid go down my spine. They call it, in my book, science or anything, they call it some cortical, something fluid that goes through your cause to open your caw channels. So anyways, I just want to talk about it. It's like, he tries to tell her, he's like, look me in my eyes. Look me in my eyes as I tell you this. He never flinches. She's like, do you believe me? No, I don't believe you. That's the problem. I'm aware of something that you're not. And now I'm a liar because you do not have the capacity to believe this new information that I'm telling you to your face. I do not need to lie to you and make up this story. I'm telling you about a life experience, and you are denying me this experience because your brain does not have the capacity to believe this. And that goes back to molestation stories. They didn't believe us when we told them. They didn't want to believe it. They refused the information. When we went and cried for help, they refused to believe us. That had nothing to do with us telling a lie. It's that they were incapable of accepting truth. Not from a child, not from an adult. You decide what is right and wrong inside of that stupid brain of yours. No, that's not real. Aliens aren't real. God's not real. That's not real. Karma's not real. Psychic abilities aren't real. Her connection to talk to mediums is not real. And I can show you a million different people that can do minor league shit like me. But your inability to accept new information makes you a mindless freak. There's no new programming here. If you don't see it on the internet with 100 likes and your friend doesn't, you know what I mean, pat you on the back and say, yeah, that's right, then you don't believe it's right. If your mom doesn't tell you the lie, then it's you know, it's good as gold. Your mom said, your dad said, your fucking so-and-so said, so it's got to be the truth, and you're going to argue to the end that you're right and we're wrong. I don't want to have a conversation with another human being for the rest of my life the way I feel right now. It's combative. You're constantly trying to argue my knowing against your lack of knowing. God said to go out and be nice. Understand them. Have compassion for them. Have forgiveness for the humans. I am not you. I am in a human body like you are. I've taken form like you, but I am not I'm not a human being. I do not wear the flesh as you do. I am a soul having a human experience. You are a human that is soulless in your human experience. I hope to help you get to the place where you can awaken, and all of that starts with the evaluation of your own thoughts and your own feelings, which takes a lot of time and dedication. To sit there with yourself and understand yourself and what makes you think and act in such ways. Discover yourself. That was the post I put earlier. Every day I am meeting myself for the first time. A part of me that I was unaware of. You would say it's a new part of me, but it's me. I'm just meeting me for the first time. And that's where I get to decide if I like this part of myself or if I want to reprogram this part of myself. Do I want to change this part, or do I want to be more of this part? We're not going to leave this part. It's coming with us. Do we like it as it is, or we want to do some tuning? Because you're coming with me. This is a part of me, a brand new part of me. And that's what Bobby says. If there's one thing I know about you is that your feelings change. Well, great. Thank God for that. I'm ever changing. My thoughts and my feelings are changing. My desires, my wants, my appearance. Everything about me is always changing. In essence, that means I'm growing. I'm going through change, which means I'm going through growth. If you're not changing, then you're not growing. If you only think one way, then that's the way it is until you die. You're going to think that way. You're one, what does it say? A one-track mindset? Tunnel vision? Okay. I come from the cosmic conscious of where thoughts are created. I live beyond thoughts. I monitor my own as they're put together by experience, but I'm not my thoughts. I just watch how they produce within my being. I can choose to honor that thought, which I always do, but I don't choose to act in it or be that thought. That thought doesn't make me. It's just a product of my experience, which is nothing more than an opinion. Your opinion doesn't matter. Have you ever heard that saying? Nobody asked your opinion, which is keep your fucking thoughts to yourself. So when I talk to someone, they're going to tell me their thoughts, not what their heart feels. So that I'm not talking to a real person. I'm just talking to a matrix mind, the same as every other person that walks up to me. There's no heart behind this. They're not going to tell me their real feelings. They're going to tell me what their mind says they should say to me. Pre-recorded thoughts. That, you know what I mean? Responses. Pre-recorded responses to sound clever. And when they don't know what they say, we always know those people. Yeah, for sure. That's right, for sure. Agreeable. They're very agreeable when they don't know what to say. They'll just agree. They won't disagree. Disagreements make people uncomfortable. I'm in a fun place. How are you guys? Trying to tell you. I left mass consciousness in the very beginning. And that's what science loves about me, is how did you do this? Thoughts, bro. Thoughts. I studied my thoughts and my feelings from here to here. In the process, I entered the spiritual world right away. I was no longer in the conscious. When I started evaluating the conscious, I stepped out of it. In order to study your thoughts, you have to get out of them. You have to be outside of your thoughts to question them. So right then, you're stepping out of consciousness. But when you're just going with every thought and listening to every thought and having conversations with your thoughts and letting them lead to, you know what I mean, everything like you guys are, you're mindless. Your brain works the same as everybody else's brains. It jumps from one to the other, to the other, to the other. Unless you have, as she said, a chemical imbalance and you can't make the connection from A to B. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like math. It's like they just don't get it. One day they might, but some people just don't fucking get it. They say that's a chemical imbalance, or you have something wrong with your receptors where the information from here is not connecting to here to create a thought. It's going in one ear, not to the brain, and out the other. Like, did you hear me? What were you doing? Thinking? What the fuck were you thinking about? Nothing. Mindless. I can't. When all this happened, you know who my soul reached for? The silo. He disappeared. I know he did. I challenged him real hard after his last post. I told him that was pre-recorded. That was not from the heart. I lost all respect for you. After that, he deleted his page on YouTube, and I hadn't seen him since. I was fully aware what happened. I just didn't speak on it. I didn't need to be like, oh, look, he's running. No, he became aware of himself. But in this moment, when it happened, my heart reached for him. Do you hear me? Because he's the only one that knows this. Or the guru, perhaps. I don't know what he knows. But I do know the silo knows what I'm feeling right now. Or he doesn't know what I'm feeling, but he knows what it means to be completely outside of mass consciousness, with an inability to connect with them other than teach them. This is a new place for me. I've been spending 3 years trying to connect with them. Not realizing I'm never going to connect with their minds, bro. And until they have a heart, I'm all alone. He knows that people are fully unawoken. And he can live with peace like that, but I'm coming to terms with it now, and I haven't got peace around it. At least there's another. Thank God. I'm not the only one. I don't have to cry at God and say, you left me on this planet all alone. He doesn't know all that I know. But in this moment, he knows what I know. And it feels really good to know there's at least one soul in this planet that knows what you're going through. Because at some point, he had to face this. That he's never going to make a connection with normal human beings again, because he's not normal. I spent all these pages, and I'm making a documentary and doing all of this. And the dire desire to make a connection with mankind. We'll never be able to connect with man. Only when their souls are awakened will we ever be able to have a connection on this planet. We can keep sinking to their fucking level, but we'll never feel peace or joy, or it'll never be genuine. I'll have to shrink, always, to the context of your mind. I can't be free in my spirit because I'm always limited by your thoughts. If I'm around you, of course. Anything I say free of spirit is going to trigger your thoughts and feelings and turn into, which I've shown you time and time and time again, that happens with me with people. I say something, and it's over. And I hate myself for saying it, but then I realize I was just honoring myself by what I said, and that they can't hear it. They can't hear me without hating me for what I say. All because they lack the understanding. It was cool because in that moment of your darkest hour where you're really in the darkest and you feel absolutely, unbelievably alone in the full universe. And I'm not. I have the whole universe saying, you know, I've learned that you don't get this far without that. But in your human experience, you search outside of yourself for some kind of security. It's like, oh God, well, is there anybody in this world? And in that, I saw him. I saw the silo. I don't know his name. Master Shifu is what I call him all the time. He just calls me the witch, I'm sure. I don't know, maybe he calls me Phoenix. I don't know what he calls me. He's like that bitch in the West. The wicked witch in the West. That's fine. I think that's honorable. I don't know what your master name is, master guy. But anyways, it feels good to know, as Michael Jackson says, you are not alone. Fuck. There's two of us, right? Are you my other witness? Are you bearing witness to this bullshit? Are you here to help me control the winds? Do you want to die with me? Come back to life? Are you that person? I feel, you know, as far as my powers, the reinstated powers, he's not the divine feminine, so he wouldn't have the divine feminine powers, but he can be taught to harness them, most definitely. But he is the divine masculine, and he knows how to harness the spirit into the physical, where he can, you know what I mean, break cement and shit, and he can control it in the physical, where I control it in the ethereal. So it's a great yin to the yang, most definitely. He's all probably water, and I'm all fire. Probably balances out quite lovely. He's all light, I'm all dark. Sounds great. In the essence, it's just thank God for that moment of security where, like, alright, there's another person out here that has no ability to connect with mankind either, and both of us are tasked with this whole job to teach mankind to connect with the self and spirit. So, okay, I get it. This is why we're fucked off right here. Yeah, okay, you do your job, I'll do mine. Well, okay, this makes sense. Yeah, they said this. Okay. You're not. And then there's get back to work, bitch. He's Buddhist. Master Shifu is Buddhist, but the Buddhists and the Hindu have the same fucking belief system. I told you this when we were reading this other book. They really do. And what they're discovering is so does Christianity. Oh, I didn't know that. And so does witches and everything else. So we learn from each other and cultures. With that being said, I've got science over here. I got Carl G. Jung. I got Queen Maeve, which we're going to talk about some addictions. That really set me off. And some self-realization. All I can do is give you what I've got, bro. Like, what am I going to do? And if I don't do this in the hopes that it works, then, again, I'm just a lonely little island over here avoiding human interaction because I'm dealing with mass consciousness and soulless, fucking mindless freaks. Really? Yeah, I'm a perfect example. I had a fucking personality disorder, no memories, and I just went through life for 39 years as a mindless freak. Got some great stories out of that. Lots of trials, tribulations, pain, and suffering. But I like to, have control over the mind, so we don't do that anymore. It's a self-discovery. We'll find out who that person was I was just doing. Anyways, we're going to start with Seeing the aim of human life. These are really heavy duty, so I'm not going to read too many pages of any of this. Why? Because I just cried and shit. I'm facing shadow work. Are you listening? I really want to jump in, like, just jump in, but they're like, read it. Ugh. Alright. At present, human society is being misled by leaders who are blind, for they do not know the aim and the objective of human life, which is self-realization and the re-establishment of our lost relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Krsna consciousness movement is trying to enlighten human society in this important matter. This is a very old book. I just want to tell you that. It's a very old book, and I got it at the thrift store, and they've been trying for a long time to get people enlightened. You can see now in 2025 as people share a lot of spirituality that you know where it came from. It came from Eastern civilizations. It took way too long to get to us. But this man came in I think it was like the 70s, straight to New York to try to bring it. He brought it, bro. Who brought it? This guy. Do you know that guy? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know him. His name's everywhere. There it is. Divine AC. Yeah, go ahead and pronounce that. I call him Swami, blah, 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 blah. I fuck up everybody's name. Dude, this is not me. Did I just introduce you to Master Shifu over there? Do you even try? It's not that. It's a retention of certain information. I have too much new information to retain simple things like names. It's you. I know your face. You have this energetic frequency. Whatever your name is, come here. It's not that you're not important. It's your name isn't. Everything you're saying is important except for what was your name? and I know you from where? Not right now, big pun. Alright, the very important Krsna conscious movement is meant to save human society from spiritual death. Again, you're already dead spiritually. At present, you guys are all mad. That's your ego fighting me. Go ahead. That's what I mean. All day I'm fighting with people's egos, bro. No, I'm not fighting with your egos. I'm annoyed by your egos. Your egos are fighting me. Your mind is fighting me. I don't care. Your heart wants to come love me. You're stupid as fuck. Ugh. At present, human society is being misled by leaders who are blind, for they do not know the aim, blah, blah, blah. Why'd you repeat that? Dude, they're douchebags. Sorry. You're being condescending because you're a writer. This is true. I'm just saying, they repeated it in the same fucking paragraph. You couldn't wait 4 lines. See, it's there, and there, and there, and there. This could make you think you're going crazy. Didn't I just read that? Yeah, you did. Why did they say it twice? I don't know. See what I mean? Did you question putting that twice? Why did you put that twice? Do you think people didn't read it the first time? Isn't it? Don't you start a sentence at the... I'm confused. Do you see what I mean? I'm gonna have a hard life after this. This is a missing point. It's like, how can I... Oh, man. When you get to a place of questioning this far, the question is within... The answer is the question, bro. Shut up. My brain is completely useless right now. The Krsna consciousness movement is trying to enlighten humanity... Dude, you said that exactly word for word? Fuck off. According to Vedic civilization, the perfection of a life is to realize one's relationship with Krsna, or God. Krsna is a name for God. You guys think Jesus is God. Whatever. Allah, whoever your God is, replace the name with Krsna. It's a consciousness. I just want to show you that, douchebags. I shared it in there. You go from the mental, the emotional, the physical, and then when we hit that Buddhist stage, when I was ignited into the homeless brotherhood of Buddha, dude, I went crazy. I was like, we did it, Kobe! We did it, bro! We're in the Buddhist, bro! And then I'm talking over here about my silo. It's like, dude, that was big, but I already went past that. We're past that. You want to come hang out with this guy? Dude, I promise you, he's gonna blow your mind. Your head's gonna hurt. Hey, I just want to point out, I found out something really cool. If you ever get a sty in the eye, which I don't think I ever got one. I don't have memories. But I started to get one. You can use black tea bags to get rid of it. Really? Yeah, just some witchy shit. Really? Yeah, I had one come up yesterday. It was bad. Like dude, I told you ever since he gave me this information. This fucking angel took 2 fingers. No, he didn't. Don't say that, Holy Spirit. Sorry, my dark Holy Spirits. They're always are looking for a way to punch in a dirty joke. Stop it. They won't let me talk. You're gonna really push this dirty joke out. No, he did not touch me there. Stop it. You guys are making jokes. You're stupid. Hold on. I'm trying to push him back. They're trying to completely take the professionality out of this. He touched me. Where'd he touch you? Stop it, you guys. I hate my Holy Spirits, dude. Like, I'm tears. They're really trying to make dirty jokes out of this. I'm trying to hold it in. Oh, it's so disrespectful. Alright. I told you, I visualized it. He took his 2 fingers and he touched the temple of my left side. I got migraines the first day. My face got all fucking swollen up. Then it hit my fucking nerves and my gums. Then from there I got this huge cold. Then I had bubble guts. Then I ate a bunch of chili and got rid of it. And then I woke up and had a sty in my eye. Like, dude, if this shit does not stop fucking with me. So again, you want to work with this guy? The energy will destroy you. That's what happened to me. You can timeline it. I said you can timestamp it. I promise you. All he did was touch my head. Fucked up my whole body with all kinds of information. Maybe not pray to him. At this point, I see why you're praying to Lucifer. You're allowed to masturbate and drink alcohol. You can do drugs with this one, not this guy. Sorry. I hate humans, but my Holy Spirits are hilarious. You hear that? Yeah, I'm fucking full of fucking... It's all coming out, though. That's why I couldn't keep my head. I told you I was all foggy. I was fully fucking loaded with all that shit, bro. They're like, ew, maybe I have COVID. I don't know what... I couldn't tell him it was an angel. I better just stay home and try to take care of myself. Nobody's gonna believe this. Alright, let's move on. Krsna is just your God. Right? So you could say, I could change this easily and say the Christ consciousness because it's the same frequency. The Christ consciousness movement is trying to enlighten human society in this important matter. That's exactly what Christ was trying to do. According to Vedic civilization, the perfection of this life is realized one's relationship with Krsna or God. See what I mean? It's with Christ or God. In the Bhagavad Gita, which we have here, where the fuck is that? Have I ever opened it? Nah, bro. It's just a bunch of conversations. It's annoying. Same as this. They're always just conversations. As time passed over, we'll try to pronounce names, too. The names are so difficult. I really try, too. I really try. What the fuck? Where do we start with that? Is it a D? Do we start with the D or the R? Or do we just drop all of those? I don't know. So then I get stuck on some stupid shit like names. So there's one. If I make it through this, there's another one. And then it just keeps happening. And if I said it wrong the first time, then I'm trying again the second and the third. And here comes another fucked up one. Baha-baha-rata. That's a lot. Baha-baha-rata. I know Arjuna. But like, for real? Yeah, dude. It gets a little hard. Oh, God. In Sanskrit. The wisdom from realization. Well, damn. I guess we went straight to it on chapter 7. In Sanskrit, this chapter is called the Yoga of Wisdom of Realization. And the Yoga of Wisdom of Realization. This is a translation of their Bible. It's not in their language, so it can't possibly be fully translated for us. They're trying to make it readable. Just like, the Bible and all other biblical scriptures are written in their foreign tongue. They try to, translate it. And if you ever seen some of these fucked up captions, a lot of shit gets lost in translation. I just want to point that out. It's as best as most people can do. The term used for wisdom is, here we go. What is that? Janana? Or do we say the J or the N? What is that? Janana. For realization, or vijana. There's room for confusion. I'm confused in this terminology as jhana or vijana. Oh, okay. See? Did I say vijana? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Holy Spirits, don't. No, he said this one starts with vagina, so keep reading. Fuck. My Holy Spirits, I swear, bro. If they weren't funny, they'd be useless. I can't read like this. They're making vagina jokes. I'm done. You see, at least I have a connection to the spirit. I hate humans, but I love the spirit. This is why I can't run a real church. Did you start making vagina jokes in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, it wasn't me, bro. I couldn't stop it. I'm crying. It's after they said Metatron touched me inappropriately. I hate my spirit, guys. I swear to God, bro. Now you can see why I miss them so much. Oh my gosh, bro. Everything is coming out of my face. I have not blown this much out. The laughing is making it all come out.
Sorry.
Is that a fucking Eminem move? Hey, bro, I'm not watching fucking fucking Happy Gilmore, a whole episode of fucking nothing just to see you hang your ass out. I saw the clip, that was enough. I don't need to watch a movie of an old idea. A bunch of old actors trying to play old fucking characters. Remakes, wash-ups. Anyways, fuck. We lost control out of this meeting, didn't we? My spirit guides took control out of this one. Like, you're, sick, aren't you? No, I'm healing. But if you saw what was coming out of my face, you'd probably say I need to go check myself. No, at least it's coming out. When I was in there, I was worried. Alright, anyways, going back to this. Yeah. What is this? You can get you the Bhagavad Gita and try not to laugh through it. And if you can pronounce Krsna as vagina... Oh, God. I can't go back to that right now. We'll try that when I'm in it. I'm not trying to be offensive. It's my Holy Spirit. I really try. Okay, let me go back to this book that doesn't have inappropriate verbiage. Or that I might not. Alright, in the Bhagavad Gita, over there, which is accepted by all authorities in transcendental science as the basis of all Vedic knowledge. I need to deal with transcendental science. Okay? Universe, transcendental beings, and science, please. I'm sending out a request. We understand that not only human beings, but all living entities are part of parcels of God. The parts are meant for serving the whole, just as the legs, hands, fingers, and ears are meant for serving the total body. We living entities be parts and parcels of God, on duty, bound to serve Him. And that's it. That's what I realized. Oh, I'm not alone. You're stuck doing this too, huh? You got tasked with God's great works. How's it working out for you over there? I know, neither one of us are getting laid or having fun. I think you even have a strict diet. Fuck. I Are you allowed to sell your toenails on the online? I tried to do that. God said I can't. I don't even know where to start, but I wanted the money that goes with it. Here I am just throwing mine away for free. Ugh. I'm gonna get this all out of my face. Anyways, we're all part of God. I tried to explain that. Not you. You're very ungodly. You don't have a purpose. You don't know what you're doing. What are you doing, really? You're accumulating. That's what I always say. What the fuck are you doing with all this information, God? These pointless lives. Like my Holy Spirits. The universe experienced life through you. Your ancestors, your spirit, guides, God. Because you're an aspect of Him given with His power and free will. So you create a different world than He would create. We all create different worlds. We all have the same powers. We all create differently. With that, we take this experience of what we did with our lives back to God. While we're experiencing it, the experience itself is being consumed by God. Right? Not just God, but the universe. The universe is, you're an extension of the universe. Oh, look at my little starseeds. Look at the little humans. I would have never done that. I ain't never seen a human do that shit before. But mostly now, you guys are just doing what we've seen done before many, many times. You're repeating patterns and shit like that. But that's what it is it's like, I don't want to call you lab rats or anything like that, but that's what it is. That's what I'm doing here for God. I'm making a documentary to the universe of what it meant, a full experience to the universe of what it feels like to be a soul having a human experience, not trapped in the mind, right? And I'm also doing that for humans as well. You get to hear it as much as the universe gets to hear it. And that's what it always is. When you die, they want to hear all about the life you lived. They want to talk about all the things you felt when you went through it. What was it like? We watched it. We saw it all. How did it feel? What were you thinking? And then after you give them all this information, you go back to have another experience, to bring back more information. Doris Cannon talks about it in one of her videos too, that we just take back all this experience back to God. How? So He can be a better God. So He can make new experiences, new challenges. You know what I mean? They can, based on what we accomplish, they can set the terms higher. They can, make bigger challenges or better feats or, better fruits. They create based on, our likes and desires. Stuff like that. So that's what you're doing. You're serving God in that way. All of us are serving. I'm a messenger of God. But, and that's it. I'm like, I have to tell them, you can't say that to people. You're going to get me in trouble. They think it's all funny. It's all, creativity, and they'll think this is funny. I mean, I think it's funny. I'm not sure they're going to be so accepting of this. The human race is not very accepting. I think it's funny. Did you think it was funny? That's it. You're too fucking sensitive. Actually, our position is that we're always rendering service to someone, either to our families, countries, or societies. If we have no one to serve, sometimes we keep a pet, cat, or dog, and render service to it. All these factors prove that we are constitutionally meant to render service. I did a whole video about that earlier. It's like, what is your purpose? What are you creating? I know you're taking, but what are you giving? What are you giving to the goodness, to the greater good? Or you're only giving to those that are closest to you. And I made a huge thing about you being absolutely self-serving. All right. Let's see. All of these factors prove that we are constitutionally meant to render service. Yet, in spite of serving to the best of our abilities, we are not satisfied. Nor is the person to whom we are rendering that service satisfied. And please don't make me talk about him.
The one who shall not be named.
Russ is never satisfied by how much he does for his family. He never feels like he's done enough. And no matter what he does, it's never enough for them. On a material platform, why don't I want to talk about him? Because it brings up he's negative. When have I ever said something positive? He's a negative influence in my readings. I'd like to eliminate the negative influences. That's all. We talk about them in a negative manner. There's nothing positive. I want to eliminate the negativity on my channel. Out of my life, if you will. Ugh. On the material platform, everyone is frustrated. Fair enough. The reason for this is that the service being rendered is not properly directed. For example, if we want to render service to a tree, we must water the root. If we pour water on the leaves, branches, and twigs, there's little benefit. If the Supreme Personality of God is served, all other parts and parcels will be automatically satisfied. Consequently, the welfare activities, as well as the service to society, family, and nation, are realized by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As I read that, I was revisiting my Buddha book, The Teachings of Buddha, when he said, I think it was like the 4 principles of how you treated, the country, the people, your family, and self. I'm not sure. Go ask Master Shifu.
Sorry.
It is the duty of every human being to understand this constitutional position, his relationship with God, and to act accordingly. If this is possible, then our lives become successful. Sometimes, however, we feel challenging and say there is no God, or I am God, or even I don't care for God, or what has God done for me. But in actuality, this challenging spirit does not save us. God is there, and we can see him at every moment. If we refuse to see God in our lives, then he will be present before us as cruel death. He'll make himself known in your life, and that's where it is. These towers, you think it's the devil. That's God, bro. You weren't listening. So he had to come in and destroy your fucking life. He's trying to make it right, because you couldn't do it on your own. That's a faithful God right there. I'd have let you just die in that bullshit. He didn't let me die in it, so I guess I shouldn't say that. I have literally, blown, at least 5 pounds of snot in there. That is gross. Alright. Anyways, I shall feel better tomorrow, don't you think? Now, I want to point out, before I actually want to kind of stop here, let me just finish this up. If we do not choose to see him in one feature, he will be seen, or you will see him in another. There are different features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is the original root of the entire cosmic manifestation. And that's where they say, seek God in all things. I can see him in everything. I can see him when I step outside and the wind hits my face. I can see him in the clouds. I can see him in people, places, and things. This thing that came to me is God. God just delivered himself, a piece of himself, his glory to me in the form of this thing. In the animals. You know what I mean? When the bus arrives, dude, we love these moments. He rolls out the red carpet. When I get to the bus stop and that motherfucker is right at the light, that's God for me. I see God. You see the bus. I see God coming to pick me up. When I'm standing in line, this is my second favorite thing that happens. It's second favorite thing, bro. Literally, yeah, I love this thing. When I'm standing in long lines to pay for my shit, like everybody else, I was like them. I thought this was a good time. We all had that great thought. Let's all go to the store at the same fucking time. Now I'm in line. My favorite thing is when I'm standing in line and they open a teller right next to me. That was God. Thank you, God. And I thank that person. Thank you for your service. Thank you for getting me out of here. But I know that was God that opened that up for me. He opened that door for me. When a door closes on me, when my car blew, when my radiator blew, that I just fucking got one, I watched them put a radiator in my car and it blew. That was God. Alright, God. I see you. You're stopping me. He's in everything. When you realize how heavy, whoosh. In one sense, it's not possible for us to escape him. The Krsna conscious movement is not blind religious whatever. Nor is it a revolt by some recent upstart. Rather, it's an authorized scientific approach to the matter of our eternal necessity in relationship with the absolute personality of Godhead, the supreme enjoyer. Krsna consciousness. Okay, now there's no difference. I want you to be aware of this. They have a little bit, okay, how they view eating meat might be the only difference. This is a conscious way of being that I tell you is parallel to the Christ consciousness that I teach. And therefore, he sits right next to us. And you will hear throughout all of his teachings, just like yesterday, that Krishna's teachings honored Christ's teachings. They spoke of him as the Lord Jesus Christ. We call him Suri, which is Lord. Same thing. Not apart, but together. Just a different messenger. Okay? The Krsna consciousness movement, blah, 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 blah. Krsna conscious simply deals with our internal relationship with him and the process of discharging our relative duties to him. Thus, Krsna consciousness enables us to achieve the highest perfection of life attainable in the present human form of existence. Because we outgrow the mind. We leave the context of the constructs of our mind. The Krsna teachings teach that. I haven't read this book. I'm fully self-realized, obviously. You know what was a hard word for me to say in the beginning, that science calls it? Self-actualization. For some reason, I couldn't say that word. It was just really hard for me to say. Same thing. They call people like me transcendental souls. I have transcended the context of the human consciousness and now operate outside of it. A part of it still, because I'm still inside of the body. It's just that my mind isn't in control. Right? So that's the unconscious controlling the conscious, but still working together with it. Because without the conscious, I'd be a vegetable. Without the knowing in my brain, I wouldn't know how to tie my shoes. That it stores the information of knowing of this life. So any information that we read, that I'm taking right here, we're putting into our conscious. We're feeding our brain information, right? So that we can act on that information, so that we're consciously acting off of new information. And that's where it is you stop growing when you stop learning. Pretty much. So, as I said to you, what I do over here is we reprogram the brain. We brainwash the shit out of ourselves over here. We take the brain apart. Thought by fucking thought. We evaluate every thought and feeling, and we reprogram the way we think about it. And it will change your feelings. When you change your thoughts, you change your feelings. We reprogram what we think about it. Therefore, we reprogram what we feel about it. What do we reprogram the thoughts with? Are you noticing how my whole background is turning bright colors of yellow? And that there's like strips of yellow popping up? Do you see this? Everything's going yellow. I see it. See? As soon as I grabbed the book, it went white. Do it again. See it? I saw it on the screen. So what the fuck? Talk about being in the golden ray, bro. Who taught him? Who got in his mind? Do it again. What the fuck? I don't know. Science could explain that. Maybe it's a reflection of the light hitting the book. I don't know. That was cool as fuck to me. I saw God in that. I saw the golden ray. I saw Metatron in that. Crazy, right? And that's where it is. So we reprogram our brains knowing with actual true scripture, biblical scripture from all over the world, real scientific as it is, scientific fucking knowing. We reprogram our thoughts with truth. But you're going to have to fight your ego. You know what I mean? You're going to have to overcome the mind of how it originally thinks. Simple shit like, we think people are bad. God, Christ, and Krsna, all of them can teach you that's not true. That's just a way you think. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. They're not bad. Conniving and whatnot, yeah, mindless freaks that are driven by the desires of their heart. The desires of their mind, and usually by desperation and fear, is the common duality of all of this. What's wrong with these people? They're just driven by their thoughts, desires, and fears. They really have no control over themselves. Forgive them. You're not gonna like that when I start telling you to just forgive people for being mindless fucking freaks. No, I want to hold them accountable. For what? You want to persecute a child that has no idea what they're fucking doing? Yes, you do. All of God's children. You're sure that they had full understanding of what this was going to do, and they didn't care. Some do. We call them sociopaths and narcissists that fully understand that their actions are going to lead to the pain of another and don't care. Yeah, they need to be held accountable. But, you know what I mean? Obviously, this is a hurt person. That hurting isn't really going to help. You can't, what are you going to do? Hurt them more? So that they can hurt other people more? How about heal them? So they can stop fucking hurting people. Hurt people hurt people. Healthy people don't hurt people. Healthy people don't hurt people. So why can't you just understand that people are fucking sick? In a non-descending way, like they're really suffering from, as we say, mental illness. What's wrong with the way they think? Well, I'm no psychiatrist, but I'm being trained to be one. I'm going to stop there. I've given you 56 is when I look down at the clock. I think they're putting me way above my pay grade here, which nobody's paying me shit for this, to be dealing with fucking addictions and addicts. I don't want to be thrown in this fucking cesspool, but they say I'm ready to teach you some shit. Right here, they told me to turn. I was like, look at how big this is. Are we going to read every fucking page of this? This is like reading the Bible. Like every one of these books. Are we going to read every fucking page of this? I'm here for 35 years, but I'd like to hope that I don't need to read every page of every book that I've got. So anyways, I like to ask, what the fuck am I supposed to teach them? And I got this page. Right here. Want to read with me? The power equal to addictive craving, the rigid superego authority, the negative society-based, animus of both men and women in post-Jungian terms, enforces its ideal standards and oozes poisonous contempt for anything less. This makes the addict feel abject shame for dependency. That's what we talked about, dependency. Instead of admitting needs because they are defined as weaknesses and self-indulgent, the addict must both deny need and dependency. See, I couldn't have found this in fucking hundreds of pages. They know exactly what to tell you. Why? Because they already told me what to tell you earlier. It's not me. I don't want to talk to you about any of this because I know you're just going to get upset. I'm not out here to piss you off. I know every time I open my mouth, I'm pissing people off. It's not what I'm here to do, but it's what my job is. It involves you breaking your ego and offending you. Some individuals continue to project such authority onto parents, partners, police, and therapists. Then they live with the compulsion to adapt dutiful or to rebel against those authorities and suffer in pain sense of inferiority and even criminality in relation to them. Others suffer an inner splitting. My badness is the real me. I never get anything right. One substance abuser in early recovery and still negatively inflated assured the therapist, I have to run back to feel bad about myself because that's so familiar and I know who I am there. It's hard to remember who I am otherwise. And then, of course, we had fucking, what was her name? one of the 27 clubs popped up on me. Amy Winehouse. It was her death. I don't even know what you guys call that. An anniversary of her death was July 23rd, and play that song. They tried to make me go to rehab. You'd still be here if you would have just listened to them. Many people of the 27 Club would have been here if they would have been able to, control their thoughts and feelings instead of their desires for drugs and alcohol. It's a terrible story. And then, got Mac and so many others. It breaks my heart. We've got to live for all of those that couldn't. And we've got to break this for all of those that are going to face it. We've got to stop normalizing the addiction and start fighting it. Start realizing that it's real. Stop denying it. And I pissed off a lot of people. Hey, Bridge Fit, on your 35th birthday, are you an alcoholic, bro? You can't celebrate a birthday without an alcoholic drink? Did it make your birthday better? That's weird to me. You're married to a Christian man does he drink alcohol, or he just allows you to drink alcohol? He puts down his teachings for you. He puts down the standard for you, his wife. Awkward. Very awkward. Make sure that you're, what did they say in the Palladium book? That you're not fostering your partner's addictions. I don't want to talk about any of you right now. I really don't. A bunch of your names popped up. I don't want to talk about it. Lewis, I'm sorry, I told you this was going to happen. I'm tired of telling you that you're going to keep losing and it's going to get worse and worse and worse on you. You want it to get worse? That's worse. Until you see God, you're going to see your own pain. Lewis is a massive addict, but not to alcohol or drugs. He has massive addictive behaviors that have him bound to where he's crying on the camera right now, basically holding in his tears because he's a loser. It's my first time in my career I spun out. And you're going to cry about it? Everybody spins out. You're going to cry about it? You made it fucking 40 years of never spinning out at a racetrack and now you want to cry about it? Like you should have been better? You're too good to have a human experience? This isn't your first time being in, P18. Keep kicking yourself out. Keep kicking your own ass. Fine. Keep reading the comments. Keep getting beat down by this because your addiction to winning and how you believed. And that's what I said in my post. How much would you guys pay for to lose if somebody paid you to just be a loser? And that's what they did for Lewis. I told him that before he took that contract. They're paying you to lose. Not to win. They're not. You don't understand. It's political and it's cultural. There's no way, even if he was capable of it, there's no way the Italians would allow a black man to wave their flag in victory. You don't understand it. You're ignorant. You're an ignorant black man that doesn't understand that the Italians don't like the blacks. How ignorant are you not to know that? You can learn that through American culture. If you learn Spanish, you'd probably understand what they were saying. Aren't you supposedly Brazilian? Shouldn't you know Spanish? They don't like you, bro. They never did for all those years. Now they've got you. They put a fucking saddle on you, bro. And put you in a fucked up car. Even if you thought you were gonna win. There's still someone in that garage that doesn't want you to win. They're holding it back from all the times you kicked fucking Kimmy's ass or fucking Vettel's ass or anybody's. They're holding on to that, bro, and they're holding you back, bro. You might be a screw loose one day. Who's the screw? You're screwed. You're not gonna win. And that's what I say to the rest of you. How much could a company and an organization pay you to lose your dignity, your pride, your honor, to just sit there losing? How much did you take for this contract, dude? You took what? $14 million? They paid you $14 million to lose all year, and with that losing, you were going to lose all of your pride and your legacy from all your hard work from every year before. And you said you'd do it for 2 years? For some coins, Lewis. And they told you what? That you were going to win? What did I tell you? What did God tell you when He took away your 8th time world championship? He said you're not. But you don't want to listen. Every time you lose, I see God. Every time you lose, you see what? Your next win? I don't think so, bro. That's to the rest of you. God will find a way for me to be able... He always is pushing me for a way to be able to interact with human beings, but right now, I don't know how that's going to look going forward. It has to be heartfelt. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to your brain. Unless you're working on that, and I said that 2 days ago, unless you're on a healing journey, I don't want to deal with you. Unless you're trying to fix yourself, and you don't even, like those that don't even realize, and that's what I said, addicts, they don't even think there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. Alright, bye. Bye. Why does nobody want to be my friend? That says more about you, buddy. I hear you, Marshall. Go away. Love you guys. Later. Bye. I'm hungry.